Thank you everyone for joining us here virtually for our third Charger Chat. Today we get to focus on our middle school program, specifically grades 6 through 8 here at Cary Academy, and what makes that learning community so rich and engaging for our young people. We have a really special panelist with us today. We're excited to have her present to you all. I'd like to welcome Marty Jenkins, who's the head of middle school here, so that she can actually share with us some of her insights and thoughts on the middle school program. She has about a 12 to 15 minute long presentation for us, and then we'll move into the Q&A session. And at that particular point, we'll actually be joined by two current Cary Academy 8th graders, as well as some Cary Academy parents, so that your questions can be answered by members of the community from all different vantage points. So without further ado, I am going to turn this over to Mrs. Jenkins, who's going to explain a little bit again about the middle school program. But bear in mind for us, just like all of our previous Charger Chats, the information we're presenting to you right now is really on our program in typical circumstances. We certainly have a number of protocols and procedures in place as we as a learning community navigate our response to COVID. And again, this is a perfect example of it as we meet with you all virtually. The information Mrs. Jenkins is going to share with you is, again, more of a traditional year, but we'll get into some Q&A at the end if you have any specifics about the differences. So thank you again for being here, and Mrs. Jenkins, we'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Clarkson. And welcome everyone. I'm delighted to be here this afternoon to share a little bit of information about our middle school program. A little bit about me. I have been here since this building was built. It was red clay when I first came almost 25 years ago. And what excites me about coming to work every day is to see that our middle school is thriving and living under the umbrella of our mission statement at the school of being a learning community committed to discovery, innovation, collaboration, and excellence. And under that umbrella is our philosophy of really meeting our middle school students at their unique developmental stage when they come in. And as parents, you know, or you will learn and know that this 3-year period is an amazing period of growth across the board. Intellectually, our children move from being concrete thinkers to abstract thinkers. They grow in size. Our 6th grade girls come in taller than our boys, and when they have 8th grade celebration at the end of the year, our 8th grade boys I am looking up at to give them their certificates. There's emotional growth, figuring out where I am, who I am, where do I fit in this big scene, how do I balance stress, how do I navigate middle school. There's social growth, how do I get along with my peers, where do I fit. And there's also that separation parents of you as their main guides. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the 3 points that I think are most important in terms of being a responsive school program to this growth that we see and this exciting time period in students. Number 1, our faculty, 2, our curriculum, and 3, our extracurricular and co-curricular programming. So first and foremost, our faculty, and there you see a bunch of them. Here we were having pies thrown at our faces by our excited students. So these people are crazy enough to want to work with students that are 10, 12, 13, and navigate the ups and downs and support them through this amazing journey that we call middle school. So when I'm talking to folks and I'm interviewing folks, I'm looking for people that will say, I love working with this age group student, because it does take a unique talent. Also, these educators bring a passion for their content area, but also additionally the ability to translate that passion in a meaningful way to young learners. Our teachers teach on teams. We have a 6th grade team, 7th grade team, 8th grade team. This is very intentional so that they're addressing the needs of that particular age group. And so they do a lot of programming directed to that, the grade level, and they really get to know those students on a much more individual basis. Those teachers also have common planning periods so they can really integrate the curriculum as much as possible, and they can discuss ways as a team that they can best support their students. In addition, these teachers are advisors, and our advisory program at Cary Academy is a very robust program. We spend a lot of time in advisory. The advisor is the adult that's responsible for really getting to know 12 to 13, sometimes 10 to 13 students much more on a personal level, knowing a little bit about their background, what's going on in their families. They're the liaison between the team of teachers and the family. They really get to know what's going on in addition to the content area, the curricular growth of a student, but really watching for the social, emotional, and the other areas of growth throughout the middle school program. The advisors also have what we call an affective education program, which really targets specific grade level topics and delves into them with the students. For example, we address cyber safety, media and body imaging, being a positive community member, our language use, compassionate leadership, and decision-making skills. So the second part of our program I want to mention is about our curriculum. It is an articulated program that builds from grade level to grade level so that skills are addressed sequentially. It's challenging, but it's developmentally appropriate. It's traditional, but it's delivered in a non-traditional manner via our integrated projects and the use of technology at Cary Academy. Students have a lot of say in the design of the projects that they do. We have a lot of project-based learning, a lot of integration across content areas so that learning is made more relevant. I like to say that it addresses the whole child because in addition to math, social studies, science, and language arts, there's an emphasis on world languages, PE, and the arts. Within our arts program, we offer dance, which is modern, the visual arts program, vocal music, instrumental music, theater, and video production. Video production is offered at the 8th grade right now, but the other arts are in the 6th and 7th and 8th grade. If you're a 6th grade student, you'll go through what we call a minors program, so you have exposure to all of the areas and then can make a selection of one that really you feel you're interested in pursuing to a deeper level. Within our world language program, we offer Mandarin Chinese, French, German, and Spanish. Very exciting. It's another robust program, I would say, in comparison to some of the other programs I've seen. Our students are able, by the time they get to 10th grade, to travel as a grade level overseas to the country of their target language and really do very well over there because starting at day one, when they walk into their language class in the middle school, they are not hearing English. So it's a very demanding, high-paced, but yet exciting, culturally based and immersion-based program. And then within our PE program, we have a focus on the skills development for sports. Health is taught also, a lot of team building skills, and a lot of lifelong physical skills. The third aspect of our program would be our extracurricular program, which is really rich in offerings to allow students the opportunities to define and develop and even excel in their areas of interest. In our sports program, we start with 7th and 8th grade, and that is a non-cut program, a participatory-based program, where you don't have to have the skill set to come on. As long as you're willing to show up to practice every day and be a good teammate, you can be on the team. And we have a lot of students that come out with no background that will eventually end up playing varsity sports. Some of the teams that we offer at the middle school include soccer, basketball, softball, baseball, tennis, cross country, golf, track, swimming, and volleyball. Our clubs program is very, very deep in offerings, and it's really determined by the interests of students. If a student comes to us and asks if they can start a club, we had a student this year asked to start an entrepreneurship club. If there's a faculty mentor that can support that, we will get it going. So we have clubs that run year-long and trimester-long. They meet every week. Clubs from student leadership to the web girls, to the aeronautics, to salsa dancing, to combination clubs. with the upper school students, for example, our Women in Science and Engineering program is a cross-divisional program. Math Counts Club, Tech Club, just lots of different offerings that students can try out. And then we have these wonderful musical and dramatic productions that we offer. Sometimes they're straight middle school productions. Sometimes they're a combination with middle school and upper school students. We've done some very traditional offerings, such as Oklahoma, Fiddler on the Roof, Peter Pan, The King and I, really beautiful, beautiful presentations. And then we have smaller offerings such as Crow and Weasel, Harry and the Wily Man, and even this one that we're showing here, which was a production that the students actually developed and wrote and acted out. There are offerings behind the scenes. If you're not the kind of person that wants to get out on the stage, you can work with set design or also on the tech side. And we've had students actually leave Cary Academy and go into professional companies because of the skills they've developed behind the scenes with their theater productions. So in addition to all of these offerings that we have, we still have additional fun. We have dances that our student leadership program runs 3 times a year. We have grade level overnight class trips where students bond, particularly 6th grade has one at the beginning of the year, 7th and 8th have them at the end of the year. A lot of outdoors and team building events associated with those trips. We also have what we call the Charger Cup Challenge. It's kind of on the British system where we have a cup that we're going for, and we divide the middle school into 2 teams, the blue team and the gold team, and it's 6 through 8, and they do crazy games like carrying, they race across the field with as many pizza boxes as they can and tally points, and all just to have blue or gold ribbon sitting on a cup that's out in our hallway. We also have a wonderful program that we offer every year called Ubuntu, which is our community-wide program celebrating the richness of the diversity within our community. And students just love that. That is sometimes middle school, and then sometimes it's middle and upper school combined. If you're wondering, if you're wondering about what we do after school, we do have an extended day program that runs from 3:10 to 6 p.m. So if a student is not involved with sports and cannot be picked up, this is also an offering that we have. So there are lots of pieces of the middle school program that I'd love to share with you, but this is just a snippet because I know we don't have that much time. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer them after this program. I'm also happy to answer via email or phone call. And just thank you so much for your time this afternoon. And Heather, I'm going to give it back to you.
Thank you, Marty.